All right, so the good news to start off with is that things are not as active as they have been the last couple weeks, it seems like, with the briefings. But we do have some things to talk about, so let's go ahead. Today into this evening is really when the changes will be most noticeable. Beginning this evening, showers and a few isolated thunderstorms will begin to increase from the west, and that will be through tonight as well. The good news is the severe thunderstorm risk for our area is pretty low. Can't rule out an isolated strong thunderstorm. We'll get into that here in just a second. But that's really good news as far as the severe thunderstorm risk. For tomorrow, the showers will be ending through midday, and we'll have a much windier day tomorrow as well. And as we get into the weekend and next week, we can expect a pretty good warming trend. So let's go ahead and get into the details. Here's a current look at radar across the southeast. We're pretty dry across our area right now. A lot of that you see is not reaching the ground across Georgia, but you do see an area of a little heavier rainfall and some embedded thunderstorms across primarily Mississippi, but extending into western Alabama as well. And that will be making its way eastward as we get into the latter part of the day here in our area. Here is just a general timing look at things. This is not, set in stone, but generally as we get into late afternoon and really into the evening hours, we should see some showers begin to enter western Georgia and pushing eastward into tonight. Again, not really looking at a whole lot in the way of thunderstorm activity as it hits into Georgia, but some embedded isolated thunderstorm activity will be possible during that time frame. Getting into the thunderstorm threat a little bit more detail. Again, this is the outlook from the Storm Prediction Center. The severe risk is low across our area and is pretty much relegated to areas south and southwest of us. With that being said, we can't rule out a couple of strong thunderstorms, especially in the far southwestern portions of our area. If we do get a stronger thunderstorm, it would be gusty winds would be the primary threat with those. But again, the severe risk for our area is quite low with this system this evening into tonight. Also, with along with the lower severe risk, we also are not looking at a whole lot in the way of expected rainfall from tonight into tomorrow morning. The highest amounts expected across the northwestern half of the area, but even here, generally 1/4 of an inch to 1/2 an inch, with a few localized areas receiving over 1/2 an inch. And then across the southeastern portions of the area, you'll be lucky if you get up to 1/4 of an inch when all is said and done in those areas. To kind of give an idea of what we're talking about for tomorrow, rain chances will be ending pretty quickly from west to east through midday. The timing that we have on here right now might actually be a little conservative. It looks like with the latest model data that things should be clearing pretty quickly as we get towards noon and early afternoon across the entire area, and skies clearing pretty quickly as well. What we can expect for tomorrow is some pretty strong winds behind the front, northwest winds sustained over 20 miles per hour. It looks like widespread gusts over 30 to 35 miles per hour, perhaps even approaching 40 miles per hour at times tomorrow afternoon over a good portion of the area. So a wind advisory for Friday is looking very likely given these strong wind gusts that we'll be seeing through tomorrow afternoon. So I wanted to give you a heads up on that. That could obviously create some issues with some limbs down and weaker trees and that sort of thing, those kind of gusts. Things will settle down as we get into the weekend. It looks like a pretty quiet weekend, both Saturday and Sunday. Temperatures moderating through the 70s and into the 80s for portions of the area, especially by Sunday. Sunny and warm Saturday and really mostly dry across the area on Sunday as well. Can't rule out a stray shower across North Georgia, but that looks pretty unlikely as we get into Sunday as well. Next week, too, looks relatively quiet as we get into the first half of the week. Temperatures will be rebounding pretty quickly as we get into especially Tuesday and Wednesday. By this point, temperatures will be running 8 to 12 degrees above normal for this time of year. So we're talking some areas pushing 90 degrees, especially the southern half of the area as we get into midweek. So it will be pretty warm during this time frame. Looking dry until maybe Wednesday, a stray shower or thunderstorm across North Georgia, but really it looks pretty dry as we get into the Monday through Wednesday time frame of next week, and well above average on our temperatures. Okay, just to sum it up, as we get into this evening, expect those showers and a few thunderstorms that you see across Alabama to be increasing across our area from the west. Not expecting a big severe thunderstorm risk. If anything, a strong thunderstorm or two, maybe, especially across the southwestern portions of the area. And then those showers and a few thunderstorms will be quickly ending through midday tomorrow. Just looking at some strong northwest winds tomorrow with a likely wind advisory, and pretty quiet as we get into the weekend and early next week with that really rapid warming trend. So that's what I have for everyone today.